I want to do a quick look at the Dual XDC PA10BT radio. Now, the reason I wanted a double din is because when I put it on reverse, it goes right to the rear camera. Although this camera is not the sharpest, or not the camera, the screen. On my other radio, I can go ahead and adjust the brightness on the screen, and that definitely made it sharper. This one you can't do it on there. This one, it's an Android Auto um, iPhone, um, what do you call it? It supports both iPhone and Android Auto. It does have a USB on the back, which I have plugged on the side here. I did buy a wireless Bluetooth that I can connect to it and use it wirelessly, but because the radio is so low on here, it's kind of not something I use, just because I have to keep looking at it, and it's so low on the dash that it just makes for a very uncomfortable um, setup, basically. Now, this one doesn't have a fast forward or back button. These are just the volume on here. And if I want to fast forward, I have to look down and press the right area on the screen. So that's very kind of, honestly, it's very cumbersome. I thought I was gonna get used to this radio. I have not gotten used to it, and I only used it for a couple of times. The other bad part that I don't like about the radio is there's no volume knob. It just makes it very hard to turn it up and down. I have to keep looking at where the buttons are. It does have those too, but I thought I was gonna get used to it. I can't get used to it. This is how it fits on the Miata. There's a little opening here, which is fine, not a huge deal, but the cover, it's on the front. It doesn't. If I put it in the back, it just doesn't work that way. But that's the way this one works, and it's very basic. There's not much to it. So you get a radio, and then we have a home button here or home button here. So you get the USB, which I have plugged in. And then we have the CarPlay and Android Auto. And then the Bluetooth, just like regular Bluetooth, audio video in. There's nothing in there. And then you have your settings. So it's not really bad. It's actually very simple. It does have like brightness on here, so that's kind of pretty nice. So I like the simplicity of it. I just don't like that it doesn't have the regular buttons that I would normally use for fast forward or back, and then the knob. Some people don't care, but in having it so low, you definitely want something where you can just touch it and not have to look at the screen. So that's the main problem with this that I'm having. Well, one of them. The other one is that this thing keeps flashing even when the car's off. So it's still kind of draining the battery, even though it's just a little bit. I noticed that, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. Everything's plugged in the way it's supposed to be, but that's pretty annoying as well. So I'm gonna basically end up taking this out and not having a radio, because this is going back. It's just, so you can see, I haven't even taken the cover off. I just didn't mind leaving that on there. But I like having the reverse camera on here, just to, when I'm reversing. The other one, the mechanism that came in and out, it stuck out quite a bit, but it also got annoying after a while. You have to wait for that to come out and then go back in. It's just takes forever, and now it's kind of broken because it doesn't want to go back in. So that's why I had to change the radio. But now I gotta look for something else, and it's gotta be something with the, definitely the knob and the two buttons, because it's not something I thought about before. But now that I've used this one, it's like, while you're driving or in the freeway, you want to just fast forward a song, you have to look down on here, it's not very safe. So I want the one with the two buttons where you can just fast forward and then the knob. It just makes it a lot easier since I'm never like usually messing with the radio, and I don't like to mess with the radio when I'm driving. So that just makes it a lot quicker. Um, Not much to it. Again, it's very simple. It does have a nice clock, and that's pretty much it. So I like the simplicity of it, but it's definitely that's a big downside on this one. They don't have the knob and the two buttons on there. I don't like to mess with my radios when with the screen when I'm driving, especially on something this low. Again, if your dash is higher, you may not mind it because you can actually see it and just touch it wherever that is. But when it's this low, it's just doesn't make any sense. Plus, it's manual, so that makes it even more cumbersome trying to like you know uh, change the song while you're got it on gear. So that's just something that doesn't work on this car for me. So yeah, this is going back. But I want to make a quick video before I took it out. As you can see, it is working. So let's go back. Let me just do a quick. That's the mute button. So here, see, I have to touch it. So that's just my take on it. Um, that's why it's going back. I do like the way it looks. It's pretty nice, but unfortunately, I just can't get used to this. No matter what I do, I need the volume knob and those two buttons, which I didn't think before I would need. But yeah, you want something you can touch and just fast forward and back. Um, the volume is just annoying here too because you gotta go back and it's a very slow process, from what it actually feels like. So that's pretty much it. I hope that helps, and I'll see you guys on the next one.